What's up, peeps? All right, so let's continue our backtracking here. I put off watching this movie that I'm about to review for a while because this series holds a very special place in my heart, and I actually missed watching it at the theater, and I think I did that on purpose because I wasn't ready to see it end, and have just now watched it for the same reason. But I really wanted to see. Finally, you know what? I finally came to terms with what was going on and pulled the trigger. And finally have seen Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I love Indiana Jones. From a kid, the adventures, Harrison Ford's fucking awesome. He's great. He is just a great actor. So wholesome in his role. So energetic. That character just stands out. I mean, it really does. The stories are all just iconic. They, with the exception of Crystal Skull. Even that one had its moments. Just because you cannot hate Harrison Ford. You can hate Mutt. You can hate other aspects of it. But he's just, he's what he is. So this is the final telling, our final run with Indy. And again, Dial. In this one, it's primarily set in 1969. Indy has retired as a Harvard professor. And one cool aspect I caught at the very beginning was, when the movies start, Indy's teaching, and you see how engulfed his class is in his words, in what he's teaching. And now we're at the bookend, and they're bored, they're over it. And I feel like that's kind of a bit of a meta moment. But yeah, he's retiring as a Harvard professor. He has divorced, or is in the process of divorcing Marion. Come to find out, Mutt has passed away or was killed in the Vietnam War. They were unable to come out of that situation and split up. Went separate ways, and couldn't recover from it. So Indy's not the same. Indy's lonely. He's unmotivated. You can feel his depression. You can feel that sadness in those initial scenes. Then he comes across his goddaughter. So I'm going to backtrack. At the beginning of the movie, we get a flashback in 1944 where Indy is searching for the dial. Well, actually, he's not searching for the Dial of Destiny. He comes across half of the Dial of Destiny in his search for the spear. I forget what the name of the spear. Oh, the Lance of Longinus. And he's there with his buddy Basil Shaw, played by Toby Jones. And then as usual hijinks, they find out that the lance is fake, but in that process, they find the dial by mistake. They also come across Mads Mikkelsen's character, who goes by the name of... What is his name now? Voller, I want to say? Voller. Oh, Jurgen Voller. So he's our bad guy. He's our Nazi. Because, in every one of these movies, it's Nazis. Indy versus Nazis. That's a staple. That's the program. It's a blueprint. They have their tussle. The boys walk around with a dial. We think he's dead. Fast forward. He's not. He's actually worked for the government, has helped with the space program. He's become an informant. Not informant. He's just become of use to the U.S. government. So Indy thinks he's run into, coincidentally, his goddaughter, Shaw's daughter, Helena. But with most of these, there's always a turncoat. There's always a twist. Someone treats on them. So that's her. She's a con girl. She has picked up and inherited all the history that her father has taught her. But she's not wholesome. She, her father passed away. Indy was doing his thing. She has a bit of a chip on her shoulder because of that. with him, so she doesn't mind fucking him over, and she does. She steals Dial of Destiny, and then we find out we've got CIA and some other group that are looking for it as well. A lot of twists and turns. Helena's character really is enjoyable, though, in a different way than Mutt's was in the previous one, and I feel like they just weren't able to get that. And I really do love Shia, but it just didn't gel well in the last movie. Her transition, however, does. So she goes from this con chick to developing a relationship with Indy during the process of trying to keep the Dial of Destiny out of I forgot his name, Volaire's hands, because it turns out it's Archimedes' prediction tool that he was able to utilize to locate time fissures in the world, which are cracks in the time where you can travel back and forth through time. And there's a lot of cool little nods throughout the movie too, with that. Adventure parts are fun. The story is great. It's pretty by the book for Indiana Jones movies, and I'm okay with that. A lot of nods to previous movies, a lot of sentimental moments. It's cool seeing Indy again, but it's not cool in the fact that my boy is 76 and you can feel it. The de-aging was pretty good for the most part, but the times that you could see it, you could really see it and feel it. But it's weird. It's a weird feeling seeing one of your all-time heroes not move as much or as fast as you could before. So in a way, I kind of wish they would have capped this off a couple of years ago where he was a little bit more mobile. But he's still Indy, and Indy is who he is, and he's still there saving the day and, giving his heart to protect history up to the very last moment. We even have a short round analog here with Helena. She has a kid that she's kind of inherited, who helps her out, and what was his name? Teddy. Teddy. Love it. He was a cool addition to the. We also get a little cameo from Antonio Banderas, a couple other cameos from our old series as well. But overall, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I loved it the way it ended. Bittersweet moment at the end. And just was a good way to cap the movie off. But also kind of gives you a little bit of a hint as possible legacy. So if they wanted to pass on the legacy, Helena makes a good fit for the next Indiana Jones, more so than Mutt did. I feel like if they could have went with a different route with Shia, it could have worked, but it didn't. Then again, not for the actor, just that role, just that character that they wrote. But Helena was a good fit. She had that sass. She had the smarts. She had the edge. She had everything that Indy needed. I was kind of expecting them to hand off the hat, kind of like they were alluding to last movie with Shia, but they didn't, and I'm okay with that. Either way, great bookend. I love the series. I love this movie. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and appreciate you.